Hello. So it's been a while. I know it's been a while since I did a deck profile or any kind of video on this channel. So I do have multiple channels which have been active, but that's another story. Um, but this channel, what happened is that I haven't really been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but I've been keeping myself not really up to date with the meta. Cause I forgot what the update with the meta is. Don't remember what. Cause I know a while back there were the tridents, but I don't think that's meta no more. I forgot what. I'm not sure what's meta now. Dragon links. Not even sure. I think that was meta a while back. Don't even know what's meta no more because I haven't really been playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And in the way main I haven't been what happened is I incidentally uninstalled my Yu-Gi-Oh Omega, where I've mostly been testing my Yu-Gi-Oh deck profiles. I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh Omega that was called. So I recently reinstalled it, but then now my decks built were gone. So I haven't really got a chance to upload my decks. But yeah, I do have them still like real life, like you see here. I do have them real life. Also, I apologize for the nail polish. Let me explain this very quickly. I'm a very creative person. I like to express myself in a certain ways. Nothing really specific. There's nothing special meaning behind this. I just like to express myself in an artistic way. I have kind of long hair. I used to have very, very long hair, but then I cut it shorter. I still have like a mid length hair, and I like to style my hair a certain way. I don't have right now dye or nothing like that, but I wish I could have a dye, but damn it, it's expensive. Or expensive to myself, and like I said, I'm a very budget player. Which reminds me, this deck is based on budget. I'm a casual, very, very casual player. If you have never seen my other deck profile, I'm a very, very casual player. I don't take Yu-Gi-Oh very seriously. Like I said, I don't remember what the meta is. Like I said, I just play on Yu-Gi-Oh Omega or with my friends offline. And sometimes I go to locals, sometimes I don't go to locals. And when I do go to locals, I just play with not in a tournament, but just random people learning what you call off like just on the side. And yeah, and as you can see here, even though this is a Infernity deck, this is not meant to be competitive, not at all. Do not take this deck seriously. This is more a casual deck. And yeah, like I said, I'm a casual player. As you can tell, I have an Infernity, an EarthBound Immortal on this deck. As a disclaimer, this deck is not meant to be competitive at all. This is meant for fun and casual. You get duel with your friends, or stuff like that, and stuff like that. I'm a huge fan of Yugioh 5Ds, Kallen, or Kiryu, whatever you want to call him from the anime. This deck is inspired by him, the Dark Steiner, and yeah. I know this is a very, very long intro. I'll put a timestamp in the beginning of the video. And yeah. Let's start. So, the main deck. So I'm running one EarthBound Immortal. Yeah. When it destroys a monster by battle, it could be inflict damage. And yeah, the other rules of the applies like similar to other EarthBound Immortal. There's gonna be one EarthBound Immortal on the field. If there's no field spell on the field, he had to be destroyed. And you cannot select him as the attack target. I'll just leave him here. 3 Infernity Sage. When you summon, you get discard your entire hand. So you know this deck build is focused on the EarthBound Immortal, and what you do is you want to send them to the graveyard. So you hit down like a brick in your hand. So Infernity Sage, if you have any EarthBound Immortal in your hand, Infernity Sage is the perfect card to discard your hand. And if you have what I call EarthBound Immortal in your hand, you get discard them, send them to graveyard with no cost. Because he has Infernity Sage, you get to discard your hand no matter what. With no cost, nothing like that. Then if you have no card in your hand, he adds another effect which gets sent Infernity monster from your graveyard, not from your graveyard, from your deck to your feet, from your deck to the graveyard. Then Infernity Conjure. His effect is that when you have no monster, when you have no, if you have no card in your hand, no, if you have, hold on. Well, he has another card effect with no monster in the field. But, no, yeah, I don't know. But he has one effect, but doesn't really matter. But one effect that does matter is that if you have no card in your hand and he's in the graveyard, he could be special summon on the field. And they combo well with Infernity Sage. If you discard him, you get special summon Infernity Conjure from the graveyard. Next, Infernity Wildcat. Infernity Wildcat is another card that's well combo with Infernity Conjure. You go Infernity Wildcat, you could be special summon from your hand by discarding Infernity card. I think Infernity card. Yeah, send you another Infernity monster from your hand to the graveyard. So you can send Infernity Conjure from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon Infernity Wildcat. And then what I call? Send sorry about that. It's like I said, it's been a while since I did this. So pardon me. Excuse to apologize. What was it? You get this card and like send another Infernity card from your hand to special summon him. You can send Conjure, special summon him. Wildcat, then what Conjure effect activate if you have no other card in your hand. Special summon Conjure, Synchro summon because Infernity Cat, and also Sage is a turner. So yeah. Next one, Infernity Archie. Whenever you special summon, not special summon. I think it's whenever you special summon and you have no other card in your hand. You could add Infernity card from your deck to your hand. Yeah, whenever it's special summon, no, as long as you have no card in your hand, yeah, he could be special summon. Not special summon, he could add an Infernity card from your deck to your hand. Next, 2 Infernity Mirage. You can send this card from the field to the graveyard, but you have no cards in your hand. When you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon. You can send them to the graveyard, special summon 2 Infernity monster from the graveyard to your field. But he cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. Next, 3 Infernity Necromancer. When he's normal summoned, he switches to defense position. And when that happens, doesn't matter. But what matters is that his effect is that when you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon a Infernity monster from your graveyard to your side of the field. So yeah, So there's some Infernity cards. Spells. When Infernity launcher, you could discard a card from your hand, and once per turn you could discard a card from your hand. Then you can also send this card from the field to the graveyard. Just any other cards. Yeah, sorry, but I was reading to make sure. If you have the cards in your field hand, you could special summon two Infernity monsters. If you have the cards in your hand, you could special summon two Infernity monsters from the field to the graveyard. Oh, sorry about that. I left it here. My bad. Because I'm running EarthBound Immortals, I'm running two EarthBound Geoglyph and one Terraforming Geoglyph. The reason I'm running Geoglyph again because it is a casual deck, and I like the aesthetic, the design of it because of it reminds me of the duel with Callan and Kiryu versus Yusei from the anime 5Ds. And on that, it had nothing really special. The only effect that matters is that when you have an EarthBound Immortal on the field or level 10 or higher monster, this card cannot be destroyed on the field. When you have a level 10, which is the EarthBound Immortal, this cannot be destroyed. Sorry about that loud noise, there's like a huge truck passing by. Next card is the Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn, and Card Destruction. Foolish Burial, Card Destruction, like I said, the goal is to send EarthBound Immortal to the graveyard. And yeah. Monster Reborn is to once he's in the graveyard you could reborn him. Sorry about that. You can reborn him from the graveyard. Infernity Infernos for the traps. Infernity Infernos is you can send two cards from your hand or up to two cards out of your hand and then to the graveyard. Then you can send two cards from the deck to the graveyard equal to how much cards you sent from your hand. So mostly milling and discarding. Again, the main goal is to send Infernity EarthBound Immortal. And I forgot to mention this deck is meant to go first. Because this deck is meant to go first, you want to set this card first and discard your hand, then set up the field on graveyard so you can have Infinity Break. Sorry about that. You could remove a Infinity card from the graveyard and destroy a card on the field. You just have to have no cards in your hand. And next, 3 Infernity Barrier. This card is the fact that you need to have a face-up attack position Infernity monster. Then you could negate any card effects, mostly any card effects, and destroy it. But you have to also no cards in your hand. Next is Infernity Suppression. Infernity Suppression effect is that when you have no cards in your hand and you can activate this card at the same turn it was set, and when your opponent activate a monster effect while you control an Infinity monster, you can negate the effect. It does not destroy, I believe, it just negate. And the last 6 cards are Revival of the EarthBound Immortal. 3 of them. Again, this goes to EarthBound Immortal to the graveyard and revive him from the grave. And once he's revived, then yeah. But this card does not. Once he's revived through this method with this card, he cannot be. He cannot inflict battle damage no more. But the good thing about the EarthBound Immortal, this guy, he can still inflict effect damage through his effect, but he cannot no longer do battle damage through direct attack, which he has another effect where he can do direct attacks, but he cannot do that no more effect damage or battle damage. But he can do effect damage through his effect. So that's a good thing, but he can no longer do battle damage, but he could do effect damage still. So yeah. He could be revived through this, but he cannot do battle damage no more. And lastly, this should because I'm running EarthBound Immortal. If you're not running EarthBound Immortal, this card is not necessary. Do not run this at all. I'm only running this because I'm running EarthBound Immortal. Do not run this card if you're not running EarthBound Immortal. I'm running it because I'm running EarthBound. And also, you notice I'm only running one of him because he could be a brick. Phantom Hand. What it does is that once per turn, because it's a trap, you can also activate from based on Yugioh Omega. And I think I saw also on the ruling, an official ruling. You can activate it during your opponent turn and activates effects on during your opponent turn as well. You can banish RE cards from the effects is that you can banish RE cards from your hand once per turn, and during your next standby phase, either your hand returns to your banish card from your hand, or your banish card that you banish from your hand returns. So let's say you have only one card to your hand, which was him. You can activate this during your opponent turn and activate it, banish him, then you have no cards in your hand. Then you can activate traps. Chances are, because the only card you can activate mostly is your traps. Then when your next standby phase, because you only banish one card, which was him, he comes back during your next standby phase. Then if you draw something and cannot discard him, during your main phase, you can use this card effect, banish him again. During your opponent turn, you can add no card to your hand. Then next standby phase, he comes back. He comes back again, and then sorry if it was off screen. He comes back. Then he activates the effect. So I hope you understand. Banish him during your main phase or your opponent phase, but you have to activate during your opponent phase because or opponent turn because it is a trap. But from according to the ruling and also Yugioh Omega or Yugioh Pearl, you can activate this effect during your opponent turns as well. So you can banish this card during your opponent turn. If this is the only card in your hand, banish it. Then you can activate traps, like Infernity Barrier, Infernity Break. Then your next time of facings come back. Then if you have only him again in your hand, after you set your cards or summon your monster, your main phase 1, you could banish him again. And then then he comes back during your next turn. So yeah, that's Phantom Hand. And yeah. And so this is the deck of almost forgot the side deck, extra deck. I do apologize, it's like a 20 whole minutes of randomness because I'm going through the deck and explaining the cards and going through the strategies as well. I'm not really going to the strategy. I'm just going to the cards and to the effects and everything. The extra, nothing special because it's a casual and fun deck. Just running 2 Infernity Doom, 2 Infernity, not Infernity, 2 Void Dragon, 2 Void, 2 Void Ogre Dragon, oh no, 3 Void Ogre Dragon, 3 100-Eye Dragon, 3 Infernity Dune Dragon, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Magic Archer, 1 Leviar Sea Dragon, and 1 Wee Witch Apprentice. Sorry I can't go through the effects because again this deck is more focused on EarthBound Immortal. The Infernity extras is mostly for the Infernity strategy. The main strategy is to go to the EarthBound Immortal through using the Infernity cards. The extra is just the extra. And the Infinities is the backup to EarthBound Immortal. Anyways, I hope sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is more like I said, casual and more for a fun deck, fun duels, casual duels. Nothing competitive, nothing meant to take serious. And yeah. And also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the beginning of the video or not. A chance I didn't. There will be an EMV for Callan or Kiryu and such. And that'll be coming up soon. I'm not sure it'll be uploaded at the same time as this. If it's uploaded at the same time as this, I'll put a link to it. And yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. I do apologize. This over 20 minutes. I wanted to keep it short, but yeah, it didn't happen. Like I said, been over a whole month, more than a month, like 2-3 months. I actually don't remember now. I just checked my channel studio or wherever. Anyway, so till next time. Bye.